Hey guys, this is RolloutReviews with RolloutReviews bringing you another Let's Build. This time we are building a BIONICLE 2015 set. Tahu, Master of Fire. We got the original Tahu and Tahu Nuva as the heralds of BIONICLE 2015 here. I suppose we'll jump right into this. We'll take a look at the packaging first here, just because I don't plan to cover it too much in my actual review. Just got a little comic back there, which is pretty cool. I love the new art style, personally. Tahu, Maestro del Fuego. Shows off all the features and things. Let's crack this open. I'm gonna be honest, it is hard to contain my excitement here. What is it, like 5 years since I've built a BIONICLE set, and Tahu, the original from 2001, was my first. I get this open, just cut the tape here. There we go. He's got these nice little boxes this time around, rather than like a plastic bag or a canister. They look really nice too. All right, here we go. We've breached the packaging. Let's get this out of the way here. All right, so I have the instructions here. I'll set these over here so we can take a look at those as we build it. And we got all this down here. Let's bring the camera down just a bit. Alrighty then, let's take a look at what we got. We got a little bag of Technic parts here. Set those over there for right now. Ooh, we have his swords here. Very Likan sword, like fire great swords. These look cool. Set those over there. The torso piece. And his two little swords. Now, we got our big bag of fancy new parts. So, how are we gonna go about doing this? First of all, let's set these over here. Let's open this bag up. Do I have to take scissors to it? No, I don't think so. Here. Put all those there. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit chaotic. So let's just make a mess. This is probably a bad idea. But there you go. No going back now. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of these new parts. Where's his mask? Here that is. Very small. This is like way smaller than some of the original masks. Not necessarily a bad thing. It means it's probably more proportionate, but there you go. Here's the new armor piece here. Looks really cool. A lot finer details than I remember seeing in a lot of the promotional images. Once again, the skull spider here is way smaller than I was expecting it. It doesn't glow in the dark, I don't think, though. The new gearbox piece. Where's the new head? Somewhere. I'll find it eventually. Oh, here it is. Once again, these pieces are a lot smaller in person, but let's jump right into the creation. Here you go. You have a little extended comic there on the back. Little, little guide there doing what we blatantly aren't doing. All right, so first we have to build the skull spider, and this should be simple enough here. Just attach the legs onto the spider body here. Gotta find those legs though. All right, there we go. Very spooky, scary there. Oh well. Set this guy over here. Now we can start building Tahu. It actually has you build the legs first. I'm usually used to building the body first and then getting to the limbs, especially with Hero Factory sets, although I could be wrong there. I don't really remember a whole lot about this. This is the CCBS system rather than the Technic system that all the BIONICLE sets I've reviewed so far have. So yeah, it's very, very different looking, a lot easier to put together. So this will probably, hopefully, go pretty smoothly. So there you go, we're already that far. We gotta build another leg now. Here we go. Put those together like so. I love these pieces here. These are some of the best CCBS parts ever. They just kind of add more friction to the joint. And it's great that they're on his ankles and his hips there. Those will really keep him from falling over, keep him in some really cool poses. So we got that so far. He's already very tall. We'll adjust the camera at the end here to get it all in frame. Next, we're actually going to start building the gearbox here. This is the most exciting part, I think, about the new Bionicle sets. They use this new gearbox piece so that their arms can actually swing. Something forgotten later on in Bionicle, but you know, very prominent in the first couple of years, and it's really good to see it back. If I can find some more pins here. What's great about me doing these Lego Let's Builds here is that, well, you can see all the pieces sometimes better than I can, so I'll be looking for a piece and you'll probably be like, oh, it's right there. You know, honestly, I haven't seen this piece before. It's probably been on some sets, but it's new to me, so that's cool. Maybe it's a new piece, maybe it isn't. I'm not entirely sure. It could be on some of the Chima sets, but I am uncertain. So the instructions say to take these gears here and sit them in there right now, but there's nothing like holding them in place, or is there? Oh, what? Ah, that's cool. I didn't even know. There's little nubs there to hold these in place before you slide the rod through. Oh, that is cool. That took me by surprise. Okay, now we have to slide this on here, slide another ball on just like that, and then we can slide this through here, just like so. There we go. We're on our way. Do the same on this side. Get on there. There we go. And then slide this in. Very different gears from before. These are the gears used on like the Takanuva's Usanui and like all of the 2008 vehicles and things. All right, now I'm gonna take these blue pins here, put those in like this, and then where's that? You need one of these and one of these. Oop, get in there. There we go. Those will attach to the back like this. These will attach his swords, which are really cool. I always really liked that that design on this Tahu with the swords on his back. You'll see that here in a minute. You might have seen it on the back here. They look like battle flags. Really, what they remind me of is like on Kamen Rider Gaim. His Kachidoki arms has these flags on his back, and they really remind me of that especially. Okay, so now got these more classic gears. These are actually a little bit different than the classic gears that I expected them to be. I don't know if these are new parts, but they're definitely different. So yeah, those are pretty cool. And then this will slide through here like that. Oh, picked up a piece that I shouldn't have there. All right, now I'll go in like so, I believe. Then we take this bushing, put that on here, and then take the yellow gear and put that on the back. Yeah, they have these yellow gears here to sort of designate that is a gear function. This is where you turn, children, I suppose. Something to that effect. Now, we're going to, this is interesting, find a piece that we don't have yet. Okay, here we go. Find this and plug this in there like that for whatever reason. That's an interesting connection. I don't see used a whole lot officially, at least in a lot of the sets that I've gotten here. And then this will go on just like that. That'll lock it in place. Usually they would have used like just a normal pin there. Maybe that comes into play later though. Now we need a 5 shell here. Plug that onto the back. Back armor is really good to see there. You know, it just means that it's not going to be completely hollow back there like on a lot of Hero Factory sets. I do have a lot of heroes from Hero Factory, and I might review those at some point too later on. So that might be a thing as well. Okay, so got another one of these. This is really clever how they have these gears together like this to allow more friction, because without it, this just spins willy-nilly like that. So if you want to move his arm, it'll be super loose. But then you add this piece here, and it makes it, you know, a lot tighter. There's a lot more friction going on there, and that is just awesome. I love that a lot. Okay, from here, it says to bring these back for whatever reason. Maybe we need those out of the way. But then the next step says to put them back down. Okay, so maybe we don't need that. Next, I'm gonna plug this in here, and finally attach the gearbox to his back, like so. All right, on to the next step, which involves actually putting things on this. So we'll bring this back into frame. We'll put these shells on here. We're back into the CCBS style rather than all those Technic parts that were up there. Well, are they Technic parts still considered, even though they were invented beyond Bionicle's Technic era? I don't know. Quite possibly. Who am I to judge? All right, and these will go down there. Unfortunately, he is a little bit hollow on the back of his legs, but there's no real getting around that. He looks really cool so far. All right, next, we're going to plug the arms on back here instead of up here, which up here was usually like the norm with Hero Factory, but these guys have gear functions. It's coming together. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Probably would have had this guy built a long time ago if I wasn't having to, you know, talk about things, but this is fun. I like taking my time with these, and these Let's Builds will let me do that. And for those who want to see something like this, well then, here it is. So there are his arms. Next, we're actually going to attach the armor here. So we got some more, are these still, yeah, 5 shells. CCBS shells there. And then he's got these like neon orange pieces, and I think we need these ones. Yeah, I think the smaller ones are for later, or is there only one size? Yeah, there's only one size, so this should be fine. Probably, I'd assume. So those go on there. Kind of like fire, like lava or something. Similar maybe. And then these new shells, or new Bionicle pieces, go on the arms like that. Okay, next we take the chest piece and put that on there, like so. I believe there, yeah. And then we take his new chest piece. I haven't actually looked at this yet. It's got printing on it, not a sticker, which is very cool. Kind of an abstract design, but it's printed really well. It's very shiny. I like the way that looks. So this will plug on there. Not quite hiding those ball joints there, but oh well. Close enough, I'd think. All right, let's turn the page here, set him over there. Next, we're gonna take these, plug these on, and plug on his shoulder armor like that. And we're gonna do that twice here. Just like so. And then these will plug on here on his shoulders. They probably could go on there if you want to actually cover up those ball joints, but officially they're meant to go on here if I can get this on. Just like that. So he's got these nice shoulder pads. Is that? Oh, I think I did this wrong. Oh no! Yeah. this goes on like that, and then goes around, so it looks like that. Very cool design on his shoulders, I think. I mean, it's super simple, but looks really good to me, at least. All right, set him back here. We only got a few pieces left. So from here, it should be fairly simple. Okay, we got the new head piece and this new eye stalk piece, which is pretty cool. And these slide through like that, and it has this sort of like mask launching feature. I'll actually see how that works. So the mask goes on like this. It's fairly loose, but I mean, it's not gonna fall out, and then bam, the mask launches off like that. That's actually really fun. Wow. You know, I was thinking I was not gonna like that at all, but that's really fun. Okay, so then the head goes on like that. And we've got ourselves, well, a full body there. He's just about done here. Now, we make his magma swords. I'm gonna call them that. They're probably not called that. Are they called just fire swords? I don't know. His new weapons were like magma blades or something like that. So those go on like that. And now you can put them together. Let's see how this works. You can put them together just like Li Khan's blades, and they do friction together like that. There is this piece to hook them together if you'd like. And then it's got a couple of these to attach them to his feet if you want. However, I'm gonna give him these swords instead because Tahu deserves some super sweet blades here. Give him these nice big fire swords. And I really do like how it does save putting the mask on for last, because I always liked doing that. I always liked keeping the mask for last. It was like a piece de resistance moment. Anyway, these little swords here can come up. Like I said, like they remind me of like Kachidoki form on Gaim. All right, now let's bring the camera up here. It's a pretty large figure. And finally give him his mask. There we got Tahu. He's lacking a neck just a little bit. Maybe an extra connector would have been good, but I'm not complaining. He still looks very cool. Of course, he's got the golden mask here too. It's really nice that they come with the golden masks, because in 2001, well, I guess they were in 2002, they were sold separately, so you had to get like an extra mask pack. And then you got this skull spider here who's attacking him, and oh no, and then his mask falls off, and it's all very hectic. I do like how they give you like a good guy and a bad guy in the package, so there's a lot of nice play value there. Let's put this on there, kind of like a Metroid, and oop, pull his arm out. All right, there we go. We'll call this good. So there we go. You got a couple of leftover pieces here on the bottom, a couple of extra steps that show you how to, you know, turn his board into his swords and whatnot. Overall, a very, very cool build. I'm so stoked to have this guy, and I'm so glad that Walmart got these guys, well, accidentally early, so that I could get them before January 1st. Let's just close up this box here. That's what I'm doing, so I can have it next to him. There we go. Tahu, Master of Fire. So, that is about it, guys, and this is IX Roll It IX, signing off.